Unlock your listening skills today. Stay focused, listen carefully, and enjoy the journey. Headphone ready to boost your English listening skills? Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because we're just getting started. Let's go. Believe in yourself. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It will never come. Stop waiting for support. Sometimes, no one will help you. But you don't need perfect conditions. You don't need anyone to push you. You need only one thing: action. Do what you can with what you have. Right where you are. Small steps matter. Every action you take brings you closer to your goal. No one succeeds by waiting. Success comes to those who move forward. Even when they are scared. Even when they feel alone. Believe in yourself. You are stronger than you think. You have everything you need to start. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. 1 year from now, you will wish you had started today. So start now. Take action. Your future self will thank you. And when the days get hard, don't stop. That's when growth begins. That's when change is happening. Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is part of the process. Keep going. Keep showing up. Even on the days when motivation is gone, discipline will carry you. When motivation fades, the journey won't be easy. But it will be worth it. Trust the process. Celebrate progress, not perfection. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep moving. Be your own hero. Be the reason you didn't quit. The world needs your light. So shine, even if it's just a spark today. Tomorrow, that spark can become a fire. Your story is still being written. Make it one worth telling. And if today feels heavy, if the weight of your dreams seems too much, pause, but don't give up. You were not made to break. You were made to bend. To rise again. To learn, to grow, to evolve. The mountain may look high, but every step you take matters. 1 page. 1 rep, 1 call. 1 yes. It's not about giant leaps. It's about steady, quiet steps that build a path to something greater. Some days, you will feel unseen. Some nights, you'll question your worth. But remember this. Your effort is never wasted. Even when no one is watching. You are building strength. You are building character. Not everyone will believe in your vision. And that's okay. It wasn't given to them. It was given to you. So protect it. Work for it. Fight for it. Let your dreams be louder than your fears. Let your actions be louder than your excuses. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need the courage to begin. And the will to keep going. There will be failure. There will be doubt. But remember, every champion was once a beginner who refused to quit. So speak life into your goals. Show up, even when it's hard. Even if it's messy. Even if it's slow. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that hard season didn't break you. It built you. And when people ask how you did it, you'll smile and say, I started with what I had. I kept going when it wasn't easy. And I never stopped believing. Because in the end, it's not about how fast you got there. Or how perfect the path was. It's about the courage you showed. When no one was cheering. When no one was watching. And you still chose to move forward. It's about those quiet mornings. When you got up tired but kept going. It's about the nights you stayed focused. While others gave up. That's what shapes greatness. Not luck. Not talent. But grit. Consistency. And an unshakable belief that you were meant for more. You will lose friends. You will outgrow old versions of yourself. You'll leave behind comfort zones. Because dreams don't live there. Growth is uncomfortable. But staying stuck is even more painful. And every time you choose progress, you get closer to the person you were always meant to become. The version of you who walks with fire in their heart, peace in their mind, and strength in their steps. So take the leap. Speak your truth. Create what's inside you. Don't die with your story still inside you. You are here for a reason. Your voice matters. Your journey matters. And the world needs what only you can give.
So don't wait for permission. The world won't always understand your vision. And that's okay. It's not their vision to see. You weren't made to blend in. You were made to stand out. To rise above the noise. To shine, even when it's dark. There will be failure. There will be moments when you doubt yourself. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. Each setback is a setup. Each mistake is a teacher. Each fall is a lesson in strength. The real question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you keep going when it's hard? Because most people quit. Right before the breakthrough. Right before they were about to see the change. But you won't. You are the kind of person who turns pain into purpose. Who turns pressure into diamonds. Who turns doubt into drive. You don't just dream. You build. You act. You become. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize that all the struggle, all the silence, all the lonely steps, they were worth it. Not just for what you achieved, but for who you became in the process. And when the world finally sees you, they'll call it overnight success. But you'll know. It was years of silent battles. Early mornings. Late nights. Tears cried in secret. Dreams held tight in silence. They didn't see the moments when you wanted to quit. When your heart was tired. But you kept moving anyway. They didn't see the sacrifices. The birthdays missed. The friends lost. The doubts you silenced. Just to stay focused. Because you knew this journey wasn't for everyone. It was for the brave. For the relentless. For those willing to bet on themselves. And that's exactly what you did. You bet on your growth. You bet on your story. You bet on a future that didn't exist yet. And slowly, step by step, the invisible became visible. The impossible started to move. The world shifted around your effort. Opportunities came. Doors opened. People listened. But you weren't surprised. You were ready. You had prepared in silence. For this moment of noise. You walked through that open door. With power in your voice. Fire in your heart. And a legacy in your hands. Because you weren't just chasing success. You were becoming someone unshakable. And now, as you stand here, not at the end, but at a new beginning, you realize something powerful. It was never just about winning. It was about becoming. About transforming pain into purpose. Fear into fuel. And dreams into reality. You became the person who refused to stay quiet. The one who broke the cycle. Who stood up not just for themselves, but for everyone who never had the chance. And now, others are watching you. Looking for hope. For proof that it's possible. So you rise. Not for applause. but for impact. Not for fame, but for legacy. Because somewhere, someone is still fighting in silence, just like you did. And your story? It will be the whisper that tells them, keep going. You're not alone. You are the echo of everything you never had, and everything someone else needs to hear. So speak, shine, and never forget. You didn't just survive. You evolved. You rose. You became the storm that learned to dance in the fire. And the world? It will never be the same again. Because you showed up. And though the journey tested you, tore you, broke you in places you never showed, it also built you. Every scar became a lesson. Every fall became fuel. Every silent night became a promise. I will rise again. You stopped waiting for someone to rescue you. You stopped shrinking to fit into places that never saw your light. Instead, you became the architect of your own freedom. You forgave yourself. You honored your past. And you chose to walk forward without apology. Because the truth is, you never needed saving. You just needed to remember who you were before the world told you to forget. Now you walk with quiet power, with the wisdom of storms survived, and the beauty of a soul that knows its own strength. This is not just the end of a chapter. It's the beginning of a new era. One where you lead, you heal, you inspire. And every step you take from here echoes with courage, with clarity, with conviction. So when they ask, how did you do it? You'll smile and say, I stopped running from my fire and became it instead. And just when you thought you were walking alone, when the silence of your journey felt endless, someone appeared. Not to save you, but to remind you. _mentor, a name whispered by those who've walked through fire and emerged unburned. He didn't arrive with noise, but with presence. Not with answers, but with questions that lit your soul on fire. Tell me, he asked. What story are you still telling yourself that keeps you from becoming who you truly are? His eyes didn't look through you. They saw you. Every version. Every wound. Every spark of potential you tried to bury. He reminded you that the storm wasn't your enemy. It was your awakening. That your tears weren't weakness. They were water for your rebirth. With every word, _mentor didn't teach. He unlocked. He showed you how to turn pain into presence, fear into fuel, silence into a sacred space, where purpose is born. You are not here to survive, he said. You are here to transform, to build, create, impact, and rise, not in spite of your scars, but because of them. And something shifted inside you. Not overnight, but breath by breath. You stood taller. You walked slower, with intention. You no longer chased time. You owned it. From that moment on, your voice changed. Your energy changed. You became a mirror for others who were still stuck in their shadows. And when they came to you, broken, you remembered _mentor's words. Be the reminder they've forgotten. Be the fire they feared, but needed to feel. You became the storm and the calm, the warrior and the healer, the student and now, the guide. Because this is no longer just your story. This is a call. A movement. A light in the dark. For anyone ready to come home. To who they were always meant to be. And so, your steps are no longer echoes of doubt. They are drumbeats of purpose. The world doesn't ask who are you anymore. It feels you. Each breath carries the fire _mentor awakened in you. And every room you enter, you no longer shrink. You expand. Because now, you are not waiting for the perfect moment. You've become the moment. You've stopped chasing success. Because now you attract it. Not through force, but through alignment. And when fear shows up again, because it will, you'll smile. Because _mentor taught you. Fear is not the enemy. It's the gatekeeper. To everything you've been asking for. You stopped asking permission. You broke the loop. And now, you've become the type of energy that changes others without saying a word. People don't remember every lesson you learned. They remember how your transformation made them believe in theirs. _mentor still walks beside you. Not to lead you, but to remind you that you were always meant to lead. And now, it's your turn. To pass the flame. To mentor, to move, to multiply. Because your voice is not just for you. It's for the next version of someone. Who's still sitting in silence. Still waiting. Still hoping. And the final words echo like thunder in your chest. Don't play small to protect their comfort. Shine so they remember they can too. This is no longer just a journey. It's a legacy. And it begins every time you speak with fire, live with truth, and rise like you were never meant to fall. And as the sun sets, and the echo of your old fears fades away, you realize something deep. It was never just about learning English. It was never about understanding an accent, or reaching another goal. It was about reconnecting with yourself. Remembering who you were. Before the world told you who to be. _mentor didn't come to give you all the answers. He came to light your fire. To show you that what you were searching for out there was quietly sleeping inside of you. Now, your voice doesn't shake. Your eyes don't hide. Your presence no longer asks for permission. You walk through the world with a quiet confidence. Because you no longer need to shout to be heard. Your energy speaks first. You've learned how to listen. Not just to others, but to that part of you that always knew the way. You've made peace with your mistakes. Because now you see them. Not as failures, but as bridges to your power. And then something magical happens. Your life becomes an example. Your story begins to inspire. Without even trying. You become someone else's _mentor. Not because you planned it, but because you dared to be yourself. Now you know. Words may change. Accents may shift. Paths may twist. But there is something that will never be the same again. Your awareness. Your strength. Your faith. And in the end, when the lights go out and the world is silent, one voice remains loud and clear. Yours. The real one. The one that doesn't quit. The one that leaves a legacy. This story doesn't end here. It simply changes form. Because now, a new story begins. Yours. Written in your voice. In your language. In your rhythm. And in your purpose. And if you ever forget, come back here. To this moment. Where it all began. where you chose to wake up. Congratulations on practicing today. Keep training your ears every day. Success is closer than you think. Clapping hand sign, great job listening today. Don't forget to like, comment your favorite part, and subscribe for more stories and English accents from around the world. See you in the next video.